Hi, this is Dr. John Preston from Atlanta International University Clinical Psychopharmacology Program, San Francisco, and I'd like to present another video here addressing the importance for getting adequate sleep, especially in our children and teenagers. If I could have the first slide, please. This is a graphic representation of the stages of sleep, and you can see over a period of an 8-hour night, most human beings are having several episodes of REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. This is a stage of sleep where lots of dreaming occurs, and also very importantly, a number of episodes of non-REM sleep. These are stages 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what's important about non-REM sleep is this is where you find slow wave sleep or deep sleep. And this occurs primarily in stages 3 and 4. Next slide, please. It's been clearly demonstrated when people have inadequate amounts of slow wave sleep, sometimes referred to as deep sleep or restorative sleep, there are predictably three problems that occur. And these matter a lot for any human being, but especially for our children and teenagers. As it says on the slide, daytime fatigue. Even missing slow wave sleep for one night can cause significant fatigue the next day. Cognitive problems involve primarily difficulty in paying attention and being able to focus and concentrate. And then finally, problems with emotion regulation. If a person is deprived of deep sleep for even one night, they typically experience irritability or frustration, lower frustration tolerance the next day. One thing that I want to mention is that increasingly our children, but especially teenagers, including young teenagers, are using substances that can significantly interfere with sleep. And in particular, these are substances that have caffeine and also energy drinks that include caffeine but also stimulating herbs. Probably everyone knows that if you have coffee, tea, or Coke or some source of caffeine prior to bedtime, it can result in difficulty going to sleep, initial insomnia. That in itself is a problem. But in addition, something that's not oftentimes recognized but is very important is the fact that if there's even a modest amount of caffeine still in circulation by the time a person goes to sleep, it can interfere with the ability to go into slow wave sleep, especially that first episode when you get the most slow wave sleep of the entire night. If you tune in to the Facebook page for our psychopharmacology program, and we'll put a slide up here at the end that shows that, you'll see something you can download for free, and that is a caffeine questionnaire. And this is a way for any person to determine the caffeine intake per day. And the general guideline is this, and that is if people are experiencing exceptionally severe stress or have anxiety disorders, caffeine intake really should be zero because that caffeine can significantly aggravate anxiety. But for other individuals who are not experiencing significant emotional problems, some amount of caffeine, unless it's otherwise medically contraindicated, is probably not a bad thing. And actually, for some people, it does help them kind of get up and moving in the morning. However, if the caffeine consumption exceeds 250 milligrams, and if there's caffeine intake after noon, then even though it's being eliminated from the body continuously, the half-life of caffeine is about 3 hours, there's still going to be a significant amount of caffeine in circulation by the time someone goes to sleep. Whether or not they have trouble sleeping is another issue, but the real problem here is not getting adequate amounts of slow wave sleep. General sleep matters. In fact, for most adolescents, most studies show that teenagers require 9 hours of sleep per night to really function cognitively and emotionally. But beyond total sleep time is also the quality of sleep. And one of the biggest culprits of all in our culture these days is the use and overuse of caffeine and energy drinks. And the price people pay is decreased slow wave sleep, fatigue, poor concentration abilities, and sometimes problems with depression and other kinds of psychiatric problems. Okay, thank you for listening.